Threats of violence at schools had parents and students on high alert tonight.
Today, police say shooting threats were reported at schools in 3 different counties. Some of them led to arrests.
In Meigs County, extra deputies were brought in after a student posted a video on social media referencing the shooting in Florida that left 17 people dead. That student was arrested last night, but that didn't stop some parents from keeping their kids out of school to be safe. Students we spoke to called the threat shocking.
How can someone make a threat when 17 people just passed away in Florida?
I think that all of them are just shocked, really, and just thinking, how could someone do that? What's going through their mind?
Well, that wasn't the only threat reported today. Threats were also reported in McMinn and Bradley counties today.
Stephanie Sanastasi shows us what led to the arrest of 3 juveniles at Bradley Central High School and the issue it's creating for parents across the area tonight. Stephanie.
Kim and Josh, the Bradley County Sheriff's Office tells us those 3 juveniles told people they were going to shoot up a school. Times like these make parents question what conversations they should be having with their kids and if sending them to school is really their best option.
Kimberly Mathis has 4 kids.
I have 2 daughters and 2 stepdaughters.
The oldest 21, the youngest just 8. She says regardless of age, she has honest conversations with all of them.
I want my children to know that they can grow up to have an active voice. If there's something happening in the world that they don't like, they can find ways to improve that.
After watching this, students running for their lives during another school shooting, Mathis says it's become very stressful for her as a parent.
It's very easy for any parent to start worrying, could this happen to me? And it's easy to let your fear override what you do.
And then a local rash of threats. So far, juveniles have been arrested in Ringgold, Meigs County, and Bradley County. Other discredited threats have been made at schools in Cleveland and McMinn. National studies show this type of copycat reaction isn't uncommon after a national tragedy.
It's super frustrating for me.
For some parents, there comes a point where they question whether or not they send their children to school during times like these. Elizabeth O'Brien is the director of counselor education at UTC. She says it's important to talk to your kids about the damage they can cause if they choose to act in a copycat reaction.
There's no easy way to have the conversation, but it's far more important to have an uncomfortable conversation and be proactive than it is to stay silent and avoid, because then that creates a whole lot more emotions that we're not addressing, and that's far more frightening because it can really blow up into some pretty severe situations.
I just want to trust in the world that that good will overcome and my children are safe.
O'Brien adds that when talking to your kids, it's really important to ask them open-ended questions, like asking them how they're feeling. It's also important to check and monitor what they're doing on social media. Josh.
Thank you, Stephanie. Bradley County Sheriff Eric Watson says the 3 juveniles who made the threat are now in jail.
A bombshell tonight in the Russian investigation. The Department